Are you ready for this?
No.
What's up, everyone? This is QueerSpectives. My name is Kay Short.
My name is Lisa.
This week, we're talking about our first relationship. I'm going really far back in my memory for this right now.
Just kidding. So what I count as my first actual relationship, just after I got out of high school, I was 17. And I actually met her through YouTube because I was on a channel before. And it was a collab channel, so we constantly had girls auditioning to be on it when we had a spot open up. This girl auditioned, and because of that, her and I started talking. She actually lived out in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm here in Arizona. It's literally opposite sides of the country. And I was trying to convince my parents to have us take a trip out there. And eventually, my mom ended up getting this medical conference out there, so she's like, all right, we can go for a weekend. I told her what was up. And
So your mama knew you going out there for a girl?
yeah, she did. And I was planning to ask her out when I got out there, but she got a little bit impatient, I think, and just texted me one morning before I woke up and asked me to be her girlfriend. I said yes. A couple weeks later, I ended up going out there, and we saw each other for the first time, which is a whole other kind of experience, you literally meeting your girlfriend. I don't know if I've ever been more nervous in my life. I was waiting outside my hotel to meet her, and I remember seeing her from across the street for the first time and being like, what the fuck? And then she just ran over, and we had that whole meeting moment, first kiss and everything. We dated for about 6 months, visited every couple of months.
Where are you getting this money from?
The thing is, I kind of made it a thing for school, so I was applying to a college out there, and I had to go through an audition process, so I kind of used that as my excuse to go see her.
Wait. And did you choose that school because she was there?
A little bit of both. When I was dating her, I realized, Berklee College of Music is in Boston, and that's a phenomenal music school, and I fell in love with it. And I wouldn't have known about it if it weren't for her, but I was definitely doing it for myself as well.
And I had my first girlfriend when I was 15. We met in high school. I wasn't from the area, and I found this group of cool people that I vibed with, and they all kept talking about this girl named Jessica. Eventually, I met her. I remember sitting in the cafeteria, and she came up, and she's like, "Are you Kathleen?" And I was like, "Yeah, are you Jessica?" She's like, "Yeah, I've heard a lot about you." And I was like, "Oh shit, what have you been hearing?" But I think it started off like normal teenagers. We wrote letters to each other, which I have all of our letters still. She was dating some guy, and so it was a little complicated. We went into the summer, and I didn't talk to her. I don't know why I didn't talk to her. Ended up writing her this long, 24-page letter telling her how sorry I was for not talking to her over the summer. The next semester starts, and we got together in December.
We were pretty public with our displays of affection. We would hold hands everywhere we were going and kiss on the train and that sort of thing. And it was never a problem.
We were out in school and holding hands around campus, and we were definitely one of two gay couples. And I just remember feeling a lot of flack from people. I remember times where security would get on us for showing a public display of affection, as opposed to straight couples who were doing it right across the courtyard. It's what? We doing the same thing they doing. All right, so now to the good stuff.
Oh.
How did y'all break up?
Towards the end of those 6 months, it was a little bit more rocky. I was kind of unsure about a lot of things. She kind of knew I was in a weird place, so she gave me the choice. Do you want to stay with me or not? But you got to be sure. So I remember just reflecting on it for about 24 hours, and I ended up deciding to break up with her. We were really young. I could see that we had a lot of growing up to do, both of us, and things to work on. And I thought that if I stayed with her, we would hit the point where we would hate each other, and we wouldn't be able to be friends. We wouldn't be able to have anything ever. And I thought that if we broke up, then maybe we would have a chance at later on, being able to be friends. To be perfectly frank and vulnerable, my thought process was maybe we could be something later on down the road when we're older. And we were supposed to talk at the end of the weekend and be where are we at? Do we want to keep with this? Do we see ourselves getting back together? What? And so I texted her at the end of the weekend, and I missed her, but I just said, where are you at? And I remember she said, I miss you, but I don't think that we should be together. And it was a blow to me, and I remember just being I agree. Totally just not saying how I actually felt, and just was okay, that's what it is. I guess after that, I kind of just stopped believing in, we're kidding.
Stop believing in what?
Just any kind of real connection with somebody. I guess because I didn't find another really substantial connection with somebody until way long after her. I kind of just stopped believing in all that. Yeah. So that was basically the whole breakup process.
So I ended up going to a different high school my junior year, and while I was at this new high school, I ended up reconnecting with an old crush from middle school. So I started really liking her, and I was still with my first girlfriend. I was just hanging out with the both of them, and I just was getting caught up.
You were like full on two-timing them, huh?
Yeah.
Like you were like
Valentine's Day, I got him the exact same thing.
Ooh.
I know.
Wow.
I know. It was easy.
Wow.
It was point blank period. I was cheating. She just put two and two together. I think there was an ultimatum of who I wanted to be with. So we ended up breaking up, and I just remember being in my mom's office, like crying my heart out. This is really personal. We ended up taking a shower together, and I know we already broke up. We cried all night. I remember her just being like super vulnerable, like, I don't want to let this go. Even though I'm hurt, I still want to be with you type thing. And I remember just like, nah.
We're on good terms. I mean, it hasn't been exactly like that through the years. When we first broke up, it was about 6 months before I ended up moving to Boston on my own. It's not gonna lie, it was really hard because it was like, all my memories in this city are with her. Right near my school was like where I was with her. So it was weird at first of like getting used to, I'm here now and you're not in my life. But she was very much in love with this new girl that she was with, so I didn't really see her, have any kind of interaction with her. And then I left. I've been back here for like almost 2 years now, so I didn't really talk to her very much at all until recently when I decided to go back to visit Boston a few months ago. I reached out to her. You know, we ended up getting dinner and just talking, and for me, it kind of felt like the closure I needed. Since then, I've been able to keep in contact with her, and she's somebody I would still consider to this day a really good, close friend.
Where am I at with Jessica right now? I have this thing called a life calendar in my room. I was just going through it, and I was pinpointing when her and I started dating. I was like, I can't remember when we dated. And so basically I called her, and next thing you know, 4 hours goes by. And it was crazy because we were able to talk like how we talk. And I was able like to own up and be like, yo, I fucked up. You know, that's my shit. And I apologize for that.
I think one of the biggest things I would have done differently is not end it prematurely. Even though I'm really grateful that we're still able to be such good friends, I kind of wish old me was mature enough to have worked through the problems instead. I wish I could go back and tell old me how much... That's just really uncomfortable. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, if I were to go back and talk to old Lisa, I would have been like, look, you have somebody really special here and you need to fight for it.
Damn.
But what would you have done differently, K-Short, in your relationship?
I wouldn't have cheated on her.
Plain and simple.
That's something that's played into my life also. Shit.
Right? Yeah. So intense.
I've learned since that relationship, I was just really insecure, and that's why I cheated. You know, I've been known as a cheater because I was cheating on all of my partners. I think the only one I didn't cheat on was... So anyways, I didn't cheat on my last one. The reason why I cheated is because I was so insecure. I didn't feel like I was enough. If I didn't have more than one person liking me, I didn't feel like I was enough. So I think if I were to give advice to people who are in relationships or obviously are going to be in relationships, like, just go all in. Like, what's the point of life if we half-ass this shit? Thank you all so much for watching QueerSpectives.
Next week, we're going to be doing... We watched a couple videos that were like the 6 types of lesbians you date. So we decided to come up with our own list of the 6 type of lesbians we've kind of encountered in our days. If you liked what you saw today, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. We would love to see some subscribers on there. I know you guys are liking what we're doing over here. And you guys can check us out on Instagram at QueerSpectives.
We're going to see you all next week.
Let it out. I'm sorry. You know those penguins in what's it called? Happy Feet.
Oh my God.
You're just like, let it out.